Yeah.
Today
Uh,
Wednesday? It's Wednesday?
Today is Wednesday. Today is definitely Wednesday. Um, but yeah, I'm just trying to get a little bit better, especially with the everything coming this winter, which we definitely have to meet up. I have some thoughts that we need to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Especially if
got some
we
thoughts.
get more professional, so to speak.
Well, we've established that we do this every week. Like, we don't take weeks off anymore. I know we have a break coming up, obviously, as we always do for the holidays because they get crazy.
Yeah,
But
I mean we still can
we we
squeeze some shit in, but yeah,
we're doing this all the time. Like, I don't really foresee us not doing something like this. I don't know. I mean, I know the sports thing is a special thing on its own.
well,
You know.
what I want to talk about, and I'll kind of give the quick update about it is yes, I would like to do something more off a computer, obviously, but
Yes.
more importantly,
Ooh.
not rebrand everything, but find one name and it just kind of all wraps into one. Whether it's Rod and
Mhm.
Taste, whether it's sports, but we have like kind of just a simpler name, not instead of Soto and Chat, but just that way it's like, what are we talking about? Because if we met up
So
once a
random.
month, once every, or whatever, I'm just like, we could bust out through, like we did 3 or 4 in a row.
Oh
So,
yeah, we should
so
do shit like that.
yeah. So, and I know we can, but we got to get the equipment, and that's what I kind of want to talk about because I'm like, okay, instead of just being like, well, we have Run and Taste, and then that way we talk about whatever. Like, yeah, do we want to talk about an old movie? We're talking about that. If we want to talk about like Terrifier, we're talking about that. So, or sports. So it's just something that's, and it doesn't even have to be like a witty. Like a name. It could just be something, but just something more just that reflects us and stuff like that. But just then everything's under one banter, whether it's sports, movies, music, gaming, because and I know we'll talk, but that's kind of my thought. And I know we've talked about more of the equipment, but that's what we need to sit down and do. So, but
All right.
until we
Branding.
do, well, just I would like to get everything. If we're gonna go a little bit more with a professional feel to it, or at least better mics and off a laptop, of like if we just
Oh, better mics,
everything,
better visuals, better sound,
yeah.
better music. And of course AI. I told you my feelings of that. There's a lot of really good AI options that, for a couple of schlubs like us, we can make some. We won't have to put too much effort into shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
We
that's
still
like it.
work, still have lives.
But that's the thought, and like I said, we can sit down, we can kind of hash it out a little bit. Like, okay, but
Yeah.
that's kind of my overall thought. Just like instead of having all these separate little things, like something that again, it just like whether we can talk about whatever, and that will stay just like one term. Whether we do sports, it's not like it's called picks, parlays, and pizza. If we do movies, it's called Rod Taste. Just something that's us, and then it's just that way we kind of have an identity. But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But
We're all
anyhow,
over the place.
let us.
Watch chat and they talk about random stuff all
Well,
the time.
unfortunately, I lost all my shit, all my videos, so that's gone. I mean, I know I can remake. I'm like, nope, it's just gone now. So
It's
everything's
just
gone.
gone. It's all good. It's
Yeah, all those clips, every clip I had, it just got, it's gone. It was there, but it just got I don't know the term. I can't figure it out. But
Well,
there's
and
I
then
couldn't
once you have a
play.
computer or PC or whatever, or laptop, it's like at least you can like come up with, backup storage for these things. Yeah, you really can't do that on the PS5,
But I've
you
never
know?
had that happen to me, and I was doing a Red
That's
Dead.
bound to happen though. Like
Yeah,
any like electronic device, it's bound to fucking just happen. It
yeah.
just is,
So
you know.
we'll talk about Ernest again tomorrow, and I mean we'll get to tomorrow's, but let's get what we're really here for, Soto. It's week 8. We are talking football.
We
Another
are.
week of picks, parlays, and pizza. And I had to
Oh
laugh because I'm
yeah.
like, I haven't had pizza this week or in a while. But my
Dude, I had
wife
pizza
again,
for lunch and I'm gonna have pizza for dinner. It's a pizza
ooh,
day.
we might go back to Christopher's Friday. I have the code, so I'll see if the wife wants me to bring home cheese pizza. But my joke is, she actually bought a bag of combos at the gas station, and they were pepperoni pizza flavored. So somehow I had a few last night. I'm like, no matter
The
what,
most
it's
gas
still always
station
there.
food.
It
The
is.
most gas station food in the world. I don't see
I,
combos anywhere else at the gas station.
well, it's actually at the grocery store. But the funny thing is, like, anytime I travel, like if I'm on a road trip, and we're buying a few snacks, somehow that's mainly when I get the combos. I'm just like, This is my road trip snack. I don't care. This is what we're doing, and yeah, it's hilarious. But yeah, so week 8, fantasy football. You know, we're at the halfway point, Soto. Um, it's
Can't
funny
believe it.
because we both got to. Well, you know, I'm now at 3-4. You're at 4-3. It's like we're kind of we're intertwining our schedules here. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, the Sam Adams came back up. But yeah, I was at 3-1, and I'm on a 3-game skid. But yeah, a lot has happened. A lot has happened fantasy wise. You were kind of just talking about it. You know, Hopkins now going to the Chiefs. A
Yeah.
lot of injuries over in San Fran. So, but how do you feel about your chances this week? What is your output looking like so far?
I mean, not great. You know, I last week I only really won because my opponent scored 48 points. Um,
I wish
I had
all
my
my
lowest
opponents
scoring
could.
week. I know. I had my lowest scoring week. Everything that was bad could happen to me. Last week, Jameson Williams was basically a no call, no show. Come to find out. So I wake up on Monday morning or Tuesday morning. I don't know what the fuck it was. I think it was Tuesday morning. So yesterday I wake up and I'm like, oh, let me just take a look at my fantasy team, see what happened on Monday night. Okay, so Chris Godwin, his leg just basically just turns upside down
Mm-hmm.
and is clearly done for the year, if not more. And so I'm like, oh, okay, well, I mean, shit happens. And I'm like, what's this news about Jameson Williams? Oh, Jameson Williams has been suspended for PED use for 2 games? Awesome! So then it's like my two major wide receiver guys. We talked about at the beginning of the year. I wasn't really too big on my fantasy receivers, but they've actually been really good. But now, it's slim pickings. Now I'm relying on fucking Darnell Mooney, so it's like I feel like I've gone back in a time machine. Fucking Watson from the fucking Packers, who is goddamn up and down and not trustworthy. Um, I really don't have much. I took a flyer, obviously, on Pearsall when I drafted him. I thought it was more funny than anything because he got shot in the chest. Not that he got shot in the chest, but I was basically he was my last pick in the draft outside of my kicker and my defense.
Yeah.
Um, and now I may rely on him.
Well,
Like
you know,
actually rely on him to fucking get me points, and he's not projected high. But Madison is going against the Chiefs defense, and the Chiefs defense is fucking ridiculous. The front four. So yeah, I'm not feeling very good about my chances. I am over 500. That's great. If I can eke my way into Week 10 with, and if McCaffrey comes back, maybe that's great. Who knows if he even does? Um, because McCaffrey would definitely make me feel a lot better about stuff. Because at least I could put him as a flex, or at least I could have him and Montgomery, like kind of like as my running backs, and maybe get some, obviously some PPR from fucking McCaffrey as well. I don't know. It doesn't feel great. I'm middle of the pack. I'm in the playoffs currently, but and I said I'm in a 16 league team, so that's huge.
mm,
But yeah, dude, I don't feel good. I don't feel good about it. Josh Allen is up and down. Um, I don't trust him. I don't trust my fantasy team at all. I don't
well, it's
know.
funny. Yeah, you said going to Monday night. I was down by like 4.5 points, and I had Justin Herbert because I had to pick up a QB, and he was kind of the best option at that moment. And I had Zay Flowers. And my opponent had um, Godwin and Rashad White. And I'm like, okay, 4.5 points. This is doable. Say Flowers can be boom or bust. You know, he's done our, and I'm like, Justin Herbert's maintained. I'm like, we shall see. And Say Flowers, I was watching that game. He started off great, and then he injured his ankle and did not get a single catch after that first quarter. Actually, the first,
Yep.
first drive. It was just like he was out there for a decoy, and it killed me. And Godwin goes out. Herbert did what I expected. But then Rashad White, this three-legged monster supposedly in the Tampa running back goes off for almost like 30 points. So obviously, I scored decently, because I am fourth in scoring in my league, but I'm seventh. I'm on the outside looking in currently. So yeah, I got Cooper Cup coming back this week, which is huge for me, because at least it's like it gives me a little bit more freedom at flex. My running back situation still sucks. I got Walker, but like Moss is still my second back. I'm like, I need
And
McCaffrey.
Moss
I
is fucking droppable, dude.
I don't know. Right now, he got more points than Chase Brown, which is hilarious. So I'm trying. I'm right now. I'm like, we shall see. And I'm just trying. We shall see. That's kind of where I'm at. I'm hoping if I can win this week, I get to 500 because I cannot lose a couple more. Because basically, I mean, if you're below 500, you're not making the playoffs. I mean, like just the way
Yeah.
mathematically this works out. This isn't the NFL. Just it just happens. So yeah, points wise, I'm doing fine. I took a couple losses this year where I didn't lose by much. So it's like I know I can still turn it around. I have a good receiver core. It's just my running backs. But yeah, fucking Rashad White killed me. So um, that's kind of where I'm at. So, but
Ugh,
let's get
gross.
into a little week 8 and Soto last week. We had our typical. We picked our 1 o'clock games, and for the first time this season, Soto, you were under 500. You went one and
Yeah.
two. I mean, I went
hmm
2-1, and Vikings, almost won it at the end. But I gained a game on you. That's what matters most right
You
now.
did.
I've been kind of steady. You've had a very good season. Yeah, you went 500 the first week, but since then, yeah, you've been pretty much above 500 in the perfect week. So you're still got a
Which
two
is
game lead
crazy.
on me. It is
hmm
very friggin' crazy. So, yeah, we're gonna look at some 1 o'clock games again. We never really officially talked about the parlay. So my question to you, as we're going along, is how crazy do you want to get this week? Like, I'm being honest. Do you want to get dumb crazy, or do you want to be kind of safe crazy? I'm just like, how dumb do you want
I
to be this week?
fucking dumb crazy is way more fun. I don't want to be safe. Do you want to be
Well,
safe?
well, it depends. Money's money, and we'll kind of get to it from there.
Do we
So,
think do we do things in a safe way here?
so sometimes, but not really. I mean, if you really think about the fact that we have the to win. I mean, we only waste what $2-3, every week, so it's pretty hilarious. So, all right. So if you want to get dumb crazy, each game I'm going to ask you a question, Soto, and we will
Oh
kind of
God,
build a parlay. Yeah,
this is gonna be crazy.
it's just going to be a simple touchdown score. We'll get to
Okay,
that, but all right.
all
But yeah,
right.
so week 8 there is weirdly enough, not a single team is on a bye this week. Everyone is playing, which is kind of good
Oh,
for fantasy wise. You don't have to worry about anyone filling in. I found that weird too because the 17 game
interesting.
season has really fucked things up for a lot of people.
hmm
Um, but yeah, so technically, yeah, not technically, yes, there is no buys. Every team is playing. So before we get into it, let's why don't we take a look at the Thursday game because speaking about the Vikings, they are traveling to LA. They are playing the Rams in LA. Obviously,
Yeah.
Minnesota lost their first. They finally lost their first game against Detroit last week, which I did take the
Yeah.
Vikings because they're at home, but it was a close one. So, what are your thoughts on this game right now? What are you seeing?
I mean, I have to go with the Vikings. Yeah, I watched that game too with the Lions, and it was close. All the way to the end. The Vikings just weren't. They were just not ready for the moment in that situation, and they were at home too. That's not a game that they should have lost. But like the Lions are in a little bit of a different level. I mean, the Lions are Super Bowl contenders, I believe. We've talked about it.
hmm
Um,
I picked them to make the Super Bowl beginning of the year. I
yeah,
still that's still officially in play for me.
I just think that and whatever, maybe the Vikings will be better next time. But it was a tough loss. I don't think it delegitimized the Vikings, but you just saw that the Vikings weren't. The Lions were just a little bit higher on there. But I think that there's no way the Vikings are all of a sudden going to drop against the fucking Rams
They should,
in
even
this
with the return of
situation.
Cooper Cup.
I think
Um,
Cooper Cup's going to get traded.
Well, he's playing this game. He's going to be playing this game at least. He might get traded,
Sure,
but he's not going to get traded
he's
by
definitely in
tomorrow.
trade rumors. I don't know where he's going to be traded, but he's definitely in trade rumors for sure. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't believe in the Rams like whatsoever. So um, it's funny because I have both their defenses. Yeah, I'm obviously getting Minnesota back on there. I know they're not at home. Defenses usually play better at home, but I still believe in the Minnesota defense. I think they're good. Um, yeah, I really can't see the Rams winning this game.
All right, I'm actually agreeing with you 100%. Yes, I am rooting for Cooper Cup because, as we spoke earlier, he's on my fantasy team. I need Cup to
Yeah,
start playing again. I
you and a
don't
lot of
expect
people
too
do.
much,
Yeah,
but he's full participant, which just matters. So, but yes, Minnesota, yeah, Detroit's a real team. Detroit's gonna be in there in the Super Bowl
Detroit's a real
talks in
team.
the NFC.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
they are.
Minnesota, you know what? Come playoff time, it wouldn't surprise me if Minnesota beats them later on the season or even the playoffs. They're both these teams are really good. So Soto, as we're going along, I'm going to quickly ask a question. Either team, who do you think scoring a touchdown in this game?
What do you mean? Like a player?
Yeah, just one player. Just a player. Who's going to score a touchdown? If you had to pick. You said you wanted to go fucking crazy on this parlay. We're doing every game.
Oh man, I mean, I'm gonna have to go with Jones. I know he's in front of me, but that's like my safe pick right there.
Yeah, no, I mean, Jones is a good pick. I feel like Cooper Cups might get one as well. Just if he definitely returns, but obviously the running game. So, all right, we're gonna start with the 1 o'clock games, and as usual, what we do
Okay.
is we kind of each take half, and this is what we do for playing against each other. So Soto, the first game is going to belong to you, and it is the Green Bay Packers at Jacksonville. Um, who do you see winning? And yeah, I mean,
I mean, I don't think my bets or my odds are gonna be like in my favor here, but of course I'm going with the Packers. Packers have been surprising. We've talked about it. They're kind of that division is ridiculous.
mhm.
The NFC North. But yeah, like the Packers, I keep underestimating them and they keep winning. And with Jordan Love back and everything, although I hate Watson, he sucks ass. Um, yeah, I just think that the Packers, look, the Jaguars, they're coming off a big win against the goddamn New England Patriots, um,
Woo, in London.
in London town. But yeah, no, I can't see, I cannot see the Jaguars beating the Packers
No,
here. I think the Packers
yeah,
got
even though
this.
Green Bay's our way, I 100% agree with you. Um, so I'm going to ask you a question. We're going to quickly kind of go through this. Do you think Josh Jacobs is going to score a touchdown, or do you want to try one of the Green Bay receivers?
Uh,
Or do you want to be brave and pick a Jacksonville? Do you think one of them can? Because I, my opinion is Jacobs is going to score, but I'm going to see if we agree on this one.
the Packers. Yeah. Yeah, it would be safe to go with the running back, right? But of course, not so much.
Well, we got free reign. You want to do the running back? It is probably the safer bet.
What about? I mean, fuck. I'm trying to
I
see
mean,
like
look.
who's like healthy on the fucking Packers right now because their
Well, I
receivers have
think
been
they're all
really
healthy. I don't think they
shitty.
have any issues, even their tight end. And if we're looking, yeah, because it's funny because Jacobs has more yards than Bigsby, but Bigsby has those four TDs. That's the only. Yeah, I mean it's tough because the Packers they just have so many receivers, so many big threats. So
Yeah, but damn, fuck. Ah, look, you know what? I saw him, and I think he's good. I think he's a rookie, maybe. But Brian Thomas.
Brian Thomas Jr.,
Um, yeah, I'm
the
gonna go with
receiver for
him.
Jackson. All right, I will put that in. I
He's
will
a
lock
rookie,
him.
right or no? He's
He
good.
might be. Yeah, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, he might be. So um, yeah, no, I mean, if you get, he's already got four touchdowns this year, and you know what, Jacksonville, yeah, they're not funny. They're like a third of the people have picked them, which is funny to me because I'm like, really? I feel like because I'm with you, I'm like Green Bay all the way. All right, so the next game is actually one of mine, um, and that is
Oh,
Carolina
jeez.
versus Dolphins.
Well,
The return of Tua. He's still got to clear all like I guess one more outside like concussion, and he might actually
dude,
play.
this guy is
Um,
fucking dumb.
maybe, maybe, but
They asked him if he was gonna wear a one of those safety helmets, and he said no.
yep.
And they were like, "Why?" And he goes, "Fucking, it's a personal choice, bro." You like how many concussions this motherfucker had, and every single time he like is in convulsions, and his like hands are all fucking twisty. It's scary.
I know.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. Look, personal choice. Sure, you want to leave your fucking brains on the football field? Go right the fuck ahead. That's my take on Tua.
It is, and we'll see what happens. Like I said, he may or may not return, but I know it's all looking like Tua is going to return.
I
Um,
think he is, dude. I think he
yeah,
is.
no, he's got it's one last concussion thing, but I'm going to say this: it's in Miami. This is a big return, and they are going to try and shoot it out. I'm actually going to take Miami. because of it. Yes, too,
Yeah.
his brains could be left on the floor, but I think he's going to finish the season, and just because. So I am taking Dolphins. They're at home. The return of Tua, and I'm going to tell you right now, Tyreek Hill is going to eat it up. I'm actually going to put him
Yeah.
down as a touchdown as well. He's the
Yes.
touchdown guy I am picking.
I was gonna
Like,
say that as well. I was like, if Tua comes in, Tyreek Hill gonna go off. But
yep.
Tyreek Hill, dude, he's had a lot of weeks where he scored like 1 or 2 points in fantasy, man. So his
Yeah, but he can
fantasy
he can
fucking
go. We
owners
know
are
he can go off,
dying
and
right
this is
now.
the first game back. It just feels like a game where he's just going to go off.
He'd be
But
at
we could be
home
wrong.
too, so
Plus,
he's
Tyreek
he's
Hill,
gonna go off.
he'll want some. He'll want some TDs. So
Hmm.
I think I'm going with Dolphins.
One TD, one TD.
That's all
Wow.
that matters. All right. So next one, Soto, is
Oh God, this
Jets
pains
at
me. This pains
Patriots.
me. This pick pains me. Because it's like I know the Jets are going to beat the Patriots. I picked the Jets to beat the Patriots. I hate Aaron Rodgers. I hate everything about him. I think Aaron Rodgers sucks. That's my story, and
You're
I'm
sticking
sticking
to it.
to it. But like, I could see the Patriots upsetting the Jets because the Jets just have negative karma.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then they would both have 2 wins, and then maybe I don't know. I can't see Aaron Rodgers. Do you think Aaron Rodgers is going to play another year after this? How long is he going to
One,
be with the Jets?
one more. I don't know what the contract status is. I don't know if he signed because this is his second year with the Jets. Because we know what happened last year.
This team is going
All right. So
nowhere.
here, yeah. So my opinion is this, and you trust me, I hate Rodgers. He's just a freaking
Yeah.
douchebag. He's great. He's a great QB. He was. I shouldn't say great this year. Um, I feel now that he's got Devontae Adams, and I think they're kind of rebuilding the coaching staff. No matter what happens, because I don't think obviously the Jets are making the playoffs.
No.
I think Rodgers will do one more year
Oh
because he's
God.
getting because he's now
He's
the
washed
new
up, man.
he is 100%, but he's not going to want to end it this year. He's like, well, if I would have had Devontae Adams all year, and they're figuring out Brees Hall, all that situation, he's been doing a lot better the last few games. um, I want Rodgers to retire. I think he's an idiot, and I don't like it. He's just. I'm sorry. I know part of it stems from being a Packer, but listening to this guy, I'm like, he's just a natural born idiot. That being said, I agree with you. I do think the Jets are going to win this, but I do think Rodgers has one more season. He's going to do one more year because he's not going to want to end it like this. He's going to say, kind of get what he thinks is the perfect team because now that he has Adams and stuff like that, and he'll kind of pick some coaching staff. They'll give it to him for one year, and they'll suck next year. But I think Rodgers will return next year. So,
Mm,
um, who's scoring a touchdown
mm,
in this game?
mm.
And if you ever feel bold in any game, if you think someone's going to score 2 touchdowns, you let me know. I'm not going to force. I'm not. If you like
Oh,
this
I don't
person,
think we're
I'm not
there.
saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying if you
Yeah.
get this gut feeling, because obviously the odds are pretty. That makes it more. But who do you think would score a touchdown in this game?
This is gonna be a crazy reach too.
I like
Just
crazy reaches.
because, just because I'm just thinking. So Drake May obviously is the quarterback,
Hmm.
and he's been doing much better. So their
Correct.
passing game is a lot better. He's been going a
Yes.
lot to Hunter Henry because he's a young quarterback, and these young quarterbacks tend to fucking make their tight ends eat. I believe that's probably why Komet is eating
Hmm.
over in Chicago because it's just I don't know. You tell me, but if you play in Madden and you don't know what the fuck is going on,
You take those
your
quick
tight
outs.
end, your tight end's there. Like you're doing
Unless you
wheel
got a
routes with your
unless you got a
running
running
backs.
back sweep, like if your running back's coming out of the backfield and you dump it
Yeah,
off. No, I 100% agree. When you can't
but
figure
your
it out, I
tight
think
end runs
that's
the routes where it's like, okay, I have 2 seconds to figure out what's going on. Okay, my tight end's being covered by a linebacker. I'm gonna shoot it over to him. And I played Madden with the Patriots, so I always had Gronk, and Gronk would always run these like fucking straight posts up the middle. He's just always wide open if I just threw it over the top.
yeah.
Um, but I think that Henry sneaks in a touchdown in this game.
All
I think
right.
the Patriots are going to do a much better job against the Jets than they did the first game, where Jacoby Brissett, I mean, he just doesn't throw the ball. He was pretty much there. Interesting storylines too, because there's a lot of rumors going around in New England right now that Gerard Mayo is going to be fired, and that he may be fired before this game. I think that's
No,
ridiculous.
no,
I
no.
think that is whatever, but the top reporters now in the organization that like have organizational ties to the Patriots are now starting to say things like Gerard Mayo wasn't ready for this, and it almost feels like they're being fed these lines by ownership. Which I mean, Kraft is going to end up looking so shitty because you got rid of Belichick, then you shit on Belichick in a documentary, Then you chose the guy that you thought was the next guy was Gerard Mayo, and guess what? He really is not ready. He called this team
Oh god.
soft after the game.
Yep.
He shit on them like in public, which you never do as a leader, management in any capacity in whatever you're doing. That shows that you just don't know how to be a manager or you don't know how to be a leader. So he's already kind of lost the locker room. He doesn't seem like he knows what's going on. And I think if you put Drake May with an actual coach, and this team actually gets a head coach, I mean, they gave him a fucking 97-yard punt return to the Jaguars. Okay? Yeah, there's a lot that's going on with the Patriots. A lot of interesting storylines. Again, I think they're going to be better than the last time they played the Jets, but I think Rodgers is going to feel comfortable looking at the Patriots out across the way, and he's going to do his thing. So, but you never know. Aaron Rodgers can step on the field, and all of a sudden his Achilles snaps. So,
Yeah. No, but I'm with you. Jets win.
Couldn't happen to a better guy.
Can't wait till he retires.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the next game, one of mine. This seems like a layup for me. Ravens at Cleveland. Obviously,
Speaking of
Watson's out. I mean, Jameson Winston might be the starter. I don't know what they're doing, but the Browns are just in purgatory hell right now. Thank God for Deshaun Watson. They just need to get rid of him. I know they just gave him the big contract, but I'm sorry, Baltimore is one of the top teams in the AFC.
Oh, absolutely. They showed against the Buccaneers, too.
If it wasn't for the fact that Henry got like 2 touchdowns the last 2 games, I might say a 2 TD score. But I am definitely throwing in Derrick Henry. He's already got 8 TDs for the year. I cannot.
Dude, he's a beast.
He is, and I think that I want to say Lamar might get one, but I think they're just Henry's going to have some big runs. You're going to see like a 30-yard run for a score. It's not like these quick goal lines. Cleveland's going to give them a lot. So easily enough for me, this is a no-brainer. I mean, Baltimore is going to crush Cleveland.
Baltimore crushed the Buccaneers. I crushed them, but they showed the Bucs who was in charge, and then the Bucs lost like 2 important parts of their offense in that loss too. So, yeah, we've been saying it all season. We've been consistent that the Ravens are the closest thing, that could beat the Chiefs. Because again, I talk to my friend at work about this all the time, and he's like, I'm take committed right now with the Chiefs thing. So every week he'll be like, he's like, I get it. He's like, I know your take with the Chiefs. He's like, but who's gonna beat them? Who's gonna beat them? He's like, they might not be that good, but who's beating them? And I'm like, the Ravens. That's the only team in the AFC that I can see beating the Chiefs in a 1 game. But they'd be playing at Arrowhead. So
That's
I don't know.
Matters. You want those? Yeah, you want that home field.
That's a crazy home field advantage in the playoffs too. Like that fan base knows what it's like to be in the championships and everything like that. So yeah, that's gonna be tough.
All right, next game is yours. I feel like this is a layup, but things have been changing the last couple of days. But yeah,
it's not as layup as you would think it is.
Philly at Cincy.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on this game?
Yeah, I mean, Philadelphia is a fake-ass team, but they had a nice little blowout. I don't have too much about. I really do not believe in the Eagles. I believe that their head coach totally sucks, and he will eventually be fired when the Eagles underperform. Bengals, what can I say? They've done better as of late. But the Bengals are not contenders whatsoever. So I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles, and I'm going to have to go with my boy Saquon to score.
Yeah, that seems like good odds there. I mean, I'm just looking at this. I'm surprised Jamar Chase has scored as many touchdowns as he has. I guess he's.
I know.
I mean, I know he usually does, but I'm just the way the Bengals have been playing, but. Bengals are one of those teams that they're turning it around, and they always find a way at the end.
14 TDs, 2 INTs. That's not bad, dude.
No, it's not. I mean, I don't know how they lost to the Pats. I mean, I'm going to say it right now.
They lost to the New England Patriots. That's the one win the New England Patriots have was against the Bungles.
Yeah, it is. The Bengals must have just been sleeping.
I mean, this is 50-50, I will say. It's a 50-50 shot, but I'm giving the edge to Philly.
And you know what? I mean, it's a smart pick, and Philly, it's hard to bet against them sometimes. But a week or two ago, I would have said hands down. But you're right, Cincy. This might come back. So I mean, it's in Cincy too, but we'll see. We shall see.
Teams.
All right, so the next game is one of mine, and we are looking at the Colts, who are somehow 4-3, even with the return of Richardson at Houston.
How?
Uh, I don't know. I'm sorry, Houston's still, despite what's been happening, the better team. Colts, I'm sorry. I know the division, it's in Houston. Yeah, no, Texans, another one of those AFC teams like Baltimore who they play their cards right, they could beat the Chiefs. Their defense is
The
so legit. I've been
Texans?
saying it. They could. I'm not saying they will. I'm just saying
Drake May threw 3 touchdowns on the Texans and fucking almost threw 300 yards.
hmm
I don't know.
And you think
Again,
Anthony
that Packers
Richardson's going to do that?
loss. No, but I think the Packers loss says something about the Texans a little bit there. You know what I mean? Um, as far as like their legitimacy, like, do I don't know if I'm there with you as far as they can beat the Chiefs. And you know me, I hate the Chiefs, but I'm not sure if I'm there yet. So I do think the defense is legit. You're right. But can this team, when it comes down to it, beat the Chiefs? I mean, you got to have experience to beat the Chiefs. That's why we keep going for the Ravens because like Lamar Jackson is an experienced all-star, superstar quarterback,
He is. He
and
just can't win a playoff game.
he can. Yet everyone always has their first, but they're well coached. They have a good head coaching staff, and Derrick Henry is a fucking beast, dude.
Oh, he 100%. I'm not denying that.
Lamar Jackson just threw for 5 touchdowns against the Buccaneers.
Yep, that was the Bucks. Yep. And I need Nico Collins to come back for my fantasy team, please. Collins, you got 2 more weeks, but in this game, it kind of going to running back again. I think is Colts give up TDs to the running backs. I'm taking Mixon. I almost want to take the 2 TDs, but I don't know. I think the Houston passing game hasn't been the same without Collins. They're figuring it out. I almost want to say Schultz, almost because the tight end, but to me, Mixon has just had a resurgence of a year. So, especially playing for
And he
Houston.
hasn't played a lot, and he already has 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. So, definitely, I am going to take Mixon in that one. All right. Next one is, I think, one of yours, if we're going back and forth. Another Tennessee at Detroit. Soto, what are the chances of Tennessee winning this game?
Not good. In Detroit too, like Detroit is just absolutely rolling right now. So I mean, is it a trap game? I guess it's possible. But the Titans are not. There's no way the Titans are going to win this game against the Lions. They're too well coached. The Lions are on a mission, and I think that they're going to go there. I think Gibbs is going to score a touchdown. I think Montgomery's kind of fallen backwards a little bit since that fumble in the last game. A little bit of a bruise on him too, so I'm going with Gibbs. I think Gibbs ran better. Yeah, gonna go with the Lions on this one pretty easily. I'd say by at least 2 touchdowns.
100%. I would say
Yeah.
by 3 touchdowns. No, I agree with you.
I don't know what the
I,
spread is, but 14 points seems
I
right
could
to
probably
me.
look. Yeah, no, I don't think it could be double digits. I mean, I cannot see Tennessee. I mean, they also, yeah, they just lost Hopkins. Yeah, no, I mean, Detroit's playing for the NFC. They're trying to now get that home field advantage. They just beat Minnesota. They're now the top team in the AFC North, and I think the top team in the NFC. So, yeah, no, Detroit's rolling all over this one. So, next game, we've been talking about the Bucks a little bit. Might have been interesting. Both these teams started off so fucking hot. And I don't know what has happened in the last couple of weeks. Obviously, Tampa's just gone injury to
Yeah,
injury to injuries.
yeah.
But the Falcons, you always the last couple of weeks I don't know. We think they're going to turn around, and they haven't pulled it off yet. I know Godwin's gone. I know
He's
the
gone,
Tampa
gone.
Bay gone. I know the Tampa Bay offense is just very injured. That being said, I do not believe in the Atlanta offense in this game. I know. I mean,
Yeah,
I am
yeah.
going to
I don't
take
blame
Bijan
you.
Robinson to score. I don't.
Ooh,
I want to take a
jeez.
receiver here. The hard part is the running backs for Tampa. They said it's not. I know Rashid White just had the monster game, but then it could be Irving. They said they're going to ride the hot hand, and I just cannot go with any Tampa Bay player to obviously
Yeah.
score. Um, so if I had to pick a touchdown score for this game, I'm taking Robinson because I do think Falcons will keep it close. Don't get me wrong, I don't think this is a blowout. Despite what had happened, Tampa's defense usually is good. Division game, so It's in Tampa. I'm taking Tampa. They're going to want to, Mayfield is going to want to come back. But yeah, without Godwin, we'll see. But I'm slowly disbelieving in the Falcons now. I just can't anymore.
They're so inconsistent and fake. They're gonna have their little blowouts and they're gonna feed people fantasy stuff, but I mean, Mooney is gonna fuck me this game. I can just already feel it.
Well, I'll hope for Mooney for you. I will
Thank
put
you.
that. All right, so those are our 8 1 o'clock games, Soto. We put a buck
Nice.
down as we usually do when we combine it all. The odds, we had a lot of the favorites, so it's not big odds, but if we do win, we kind of win our money back for the season.
Oh God, that's
$30.
all
So
we're trying to
don't,
do. Just $30 would be so nice.
one win, so it would be nice. We'll see how this goes, but yeah. So if 8 teams, this is just a buck. So if you put $10 down, you win $300.
Hmm.
But we're only buck players here. That's just pretty much what we do.
What we
But
do.
yes, that would pretty much just get us a little bit above. We'd just be past even a few bucks in the lead, and we can fucking take that.
Hmm.
All right, so real quick, we'll go through the rest of the games. Just kind of what we think, and if we think, if you want to throw in a touchdown score, you can. We can do all 16 games if you want to be that brave. I will leave it to you. Uh, Saints or
For a
Chargers.
bet?
We still got that parlay. The because I'm still adding. I've been doing this as we've been going along. So if
Oh my God,
but
that would be
anyhow,
bananas, dude.
that's I asked you if you want to go bananas, or you said let's go balls to the walls. So
Yeah, I did. I did. I
we
fucking
have
did.
9 games so far that we picked a touchdown score. There's 7 games left. So again, we can stop now, or we can do all 16 games. But anyhow, what are your thoughts on this game? I mean, this just looks like an ugly game that I could care less about.
I mean, who's even playing quarterback for the Saints right now?
I have no idea.
Right.
I have no idea.
I think
He's
Kamara's hand is broken. Sheed's gone for the year, right?
yes, he is gone for the year. So Olave might.
What
No,
the
I don't
fuck
think he's.
happened to Herbert, man? Wasn't Herbert supposed to be like one of these up and coming fucking quarterbacks?
Yeah, it is a couple of years. But it's he got beat by Mahomes so many times. It just he's by the wayside now, and I don't think they've had the offensive weapons to help him. And
Yeah.
he's been in the league for a while too. So you say up and
Yeah.
coming, but I'm like, yeah, no, he's
He was
already
supposed
passed.
to be like a while ago. Yeah, I get it. Like it's, but man, what the fuck?
Yeah,
That was supposed to be a fucking. He had a cannon for an arm, and everybody was talking about him like he was the bee's knees when he was coming up, man. It's kind of like what's happened to Trevor Lawrence. Like Trevor Lawrence, just what is going on there? But
yeah.
anyways, yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the fucking Chargers. And Dobbins has been on fire too.
He started off on fire. I just don't know as recently. Um, I
He's
don't
been doing
know.
okay. He's been
Yeah,
doing okay because I have his handcuff right now, and his handcuff is not getting
lined up.
touches. So
Yeah.
yes.
But I agree with you. If anyone's going to score this game, it's got to be Dobbins. Yeah, I don't
Hmm.
know. We'll see. But I also agree with you. Saints is just a mess. Even if Carr returns, the receivers aren't there. Kamara's
Started off
dealing
so
with
hot
injuries.
too.
But yeah, they had the huge. I mean, I know the first one was against Carolina. They scored like 40. I'm like, all right. Then they killed Dallas, which at that time we were like,
Fuck
but now
Dallas.
that we've seen, yeah, obviously Dallas has now shown us what they really are. So that win might not have been as big, but yeah, that was their first 2 weeks. They're 2-0, 5 game slid. So, yeah, no, Chargers, they're that middle of the road team. They'll beat a team like the Saints. But yeah, this is a game I could care less about. All right, so the next 4 o'clock game, or another 4 o'clock game, Seahawks, Buffalo at Seahawks.
Buffalo's favored by that much in this game.
Well, this is by what people have been voting on, yes, because
Buffalo's a fake ass team too, man.
I don't know, Josh Allen has yet to even throw an interception. Um,
Yeah, there are some games where he has done literally nothing.
this is true too. This is true too. Um, But who do you think's going to win? Do you think, you know, because Seattle's defense has been injured too. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah. I really don't want to go with the Bills here. Bills are going to win the AFC East, and they're going to be a team that fucking doesn't do anything in the playoffs with that win.
Mm,
Um, this is tough because Seattle's been in a lot of games.
they have.
Um, but I've seen the Bills win too. I guess I'll go with the fucking Bills. No, I don't want to. This is like the least sexy game ever.
Well, yes and no. I mean,
October 27th.
all right, so yeah, we won't get into that. You know what? I'm going to throw a curve here. It's in Seattle. Um, I think Seattle. This is one of the games that they pull off that shock you. I think Buffalo always tends to lose. Sometimes, every now and then, will lose one. I think this might be a shootout. But even though I say shootout, I might take Walker for the TD. I think both running backs will get a touchdown.
Is Walker injured or
No,
starting? I mean, I feel like
he's
he's
starting.
like up and down every week.
He did so great last couple of weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, so no, I mean, obviously I have him as fantasy, so I've been watching him. No, he's returned. He returned full force. I mean, I think it was 2 weeks ago. He didn't have a lot of running receiving yards, but he had like 9 receptions, so it helped. I just think now, yeah, against this, I don't know. I just feel like Walker. I think both Walker and Cook are going to score a touchdown. But if I had to pick one, I'll probably take Walker. But that's just me.
That's just you.
That's just me. I could be wrong. Um, all right, so next game, I think, if this goes in the order, KC
It'd be
at
so funny if the
the
Raiders
six
beat the
and zero
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
They won't. They won't. The Raiders don't have what it takes, but that'd be so funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at Minshew. I cannot see how Vegas wins this, even though it's in Vegas. Um,
No,
I
Las
know you had,
Vegas is terrible.
but you know what's funny? Look at those interceptions by Mahomes. Look at Mahomes' numbers.
Oh no, Mahomes sucks fucking ass this year. Absolute ass. But so did Peyton Manning. Like when
Yep,
Peyton Manning
one
won
year
his
he.
last Super Bowl, Peyton Manning was throwing ducks in the air, like wobbly ass spirals. But their defense was there.
Yep, and that's
So
what's
we ended
happening with
up
the
winning
Chiefs
a
right now.
fucking Super Bowl. So, like, Mahomes is, when you have a conversation about Mahomes and all timers and everything like that, he's gonna have his rings and it's gonna be whatever. But I am not like, he's not impressing me right now. I think he's like QB 23 right now in fantasy, or some crazy shit like that. He's consistently bottom performing, and not that fantasy is anything, but it's an indicator of performance.
Yep.
And he doesn't have. He just doesn't impress me whatsoever. But I'm a Chiefs hater. That's me. It is what it is. But unfortunately, yes, I believe the Chiefs will go 7-0.
All right, here comes the big question for you: who's going to score a touchdown in this game?
Kareem Hunt, clearly, because who the fuck else is going to score one?
I don't know. They got Hopkins now, but I don't think that's an option for us yet at the moment because it has to clear. But yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Hunt. I mean, I don't even know what Kelsey has done this year. So
Kelsey is on the decline, my friend.
he is. He definitely is. But we'll see. We'll see come playoff time. But the Chiefs just keep finding a fucking way to do it. All right.
The Patriots kind of did too. It's their defense is, and I'll say it right now, their defense is ridiculous.
Yep. I wish I was able to pick them up. Someone else had. I put them on a late waiver wire just to give them a shot. They were somehow available. Just I already have Baltimore and Philly as my defenses, so I know I'm set for a while. But I'm like, to have the Chiefs, I'm like, I could just rotate one of these three, and I'd be scolding.
All you need is like a fucking nasty defense and an offense that just keeps you in the game, and that's the recipe right there.
Yep.
I watched the Patriots win Super Bowl 14-3. I'm pretty sure that was the score.
I think it was 19-3. It was
but it was like one of the most boring ass Super Bowls I've ever seen. But they won.
I said it. They did. I mean, if you're a Pats fan, you love it. But because I think I told someone I'm like that Super Bowl sucked. Oh, you're a Patriots hater. I'm like, no. I like the ones where they went to overtime and close games. I'm like, that was just a bad Super Bowl. Yes,
dude. When somebody only scores 3 points, that's a bad Super Bowl. Like, I mean, what do you mean you only scored 3 points?
If you would have told me before that game because I think it was. Like I said, it was 16-3 or 19-3. So I know it was one of those two scores. My point
it was
is
something bad.
But if someone would have said before that game, hey, Patriots are going to score, I'll even give them benefit of doubt, 19. Patriots are going to score 19 points. I'm like, oh, shit, the Rams just won the Super Bowl. I would have, because that Rams offense, even though it was Goff, I'm like, they had some players and they just, I mean, obviously they shit the bed, but going in, I'm like, oh, they could score 3 touchdowns. I'm like, no. Like, no one, that was just a horrible game. I mean, again, Pats won, and that's all you want your team to do. So, again, congrats to the Pats. But out of all the Super Bowls, I mean, as far as you're looking at the game, objectively, that was their worst one. Out of all wins and losses, that was their worst Super Bowl. And I'm like, yeah,
I agree.
I mean, even when they've had so many close ones, win or losses that were entertaining. I'm like, But anyhow, yeah,
But you
no,
can't take away the ring. When was the
nope,
last
you
time the
can't.
Lions won a ring?
Never. They've never even made it. So, but we'll see. We'll see. This could be the Lions' year. I mean, we'll find out. Um, this next game, Soto. I don't think either one of us is going to be watching. I don't get it. I mean, I get it because of his schedule.
Oh God.
Just
Oh
yeah, here we
God.
are, Carolina at Denver.
Dalton's not even starting in this game.
No, I don't think he is. I mean, is it? They're going back
No,
to Bryce Young. Is that
they
was that the
sure
decision?
are. Yeah.
Um,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I mean,
But
I am definitely
yeah.
100% taking Denver. I don't think this is going to be a high scoring
Yeah.
game. Um, but Soto, let me
I'll take it,
ask you,
Denver.
who do you think might score a touchdown in this? Who would you go with? Either side.
I don't even know, dude.
Do we skip this game? Like, do we want to chance it?
I don't even know any of these guys. I don't know. Like, I don't know. Who would you think?
Honestly, I would take if I had to pick, I would take Hubbard. I would take the Panthers running back because
Well,
even
then
if it's Bryce
I go
Young,
with
they're
yours
gonna.
then. Yeah.
I mean, he's actually fantasy wise, yes, he's on a shitty team, but he gets close to he's getting double digits, so he is producing. Obviously, Dalton helped that a little bit, so Bryce Young, it's like, ugh. But like Bryce Young is going to rely on him. So if I had to pick one, I would pick Hubbard. I mean, Bo Nix might run one in, but I don't know. That this was a difficult one. Next game, Soto. This is a game I will 100% be watching, and it's sad because I don't think the opposing QB is going to be playing, and I kind of want him to. But Bears at Washington.
Ooh.
I
Good
mean,
test for the
obviously the big
Bears.
story Williams before we don't know what's happening with Jaden Daniels yet. Um,
Mm-hmm.
he's getting looked at. So part of me believes he is not playing, which sucks. Yes, I know that helps Chicago a little bit, but I'm like, when you play, you want to play a team 100%. And this is the number one and number two pick. This actually got flexed. This was supposed to be a 1 o'clock game. And 2, 3 weeks ago, they flexed this to the 4:30 spot. Um,
You would never
that being
think
said,
that with the Commanders.
yeah, who would have thought that began the season, these two teams would be flexed to a better spot. If Jaden Daniels was starting, and I was 100% sure, as much as I'm a Chicago fan, it's hard the way Washington's been playing.
It's
Even,
literally 50-50.
yeah. But the fact that I don't think Jaden Daniels is going to play is the reason I'm going to go with Chicago. Yes, there is a little bias there. I think Chicago's definitely figured it out the last couple of weeks. This would have been a huge test for them, so I still hope Jaden Daniels plays. But that Bears defense is still fucking legit no matter who's at QB. So I think this would have been a good test for Daniels. But that being said, yeah, I got to go Chicago, even though it's in Washington. With Daniels not playing, the Bears D, all Caleb Williams has to do is maintain it, and they should have this in the bag. My opinion.
And like, so who do you think is going to score for the Bears?
this the, if well, if I had to pick a definite score, I might actually pick Robinson Jr. on the other side. Because again, I think Bears do so well against the pass that people end up running it because they kind of get to the goal line or close and they give up a couple runs. If I had to pick someone on the Bears, I think DJ Moore is due for another good game. And I think Caleb's going to want to pass because he knows now this is a primetime game against basically the number two guy. And I feel like if I had to pick someone from Chicago, I would pick DJ Moore. If I had to pick just someone in general, I might pick Robinson Jr. because the Bears are very good against the pass. That more teams
Mm,
score as a running game. Just because they do so well against it, more teams are apt to score because they get close and they just can't punch it. They can't throw it in. That they end up getting that lucky run in. Um, so if I had to pick someone on the Bears, I'd pick DJ Moore. If I had to pick something safe, I would say Robinson Jr. gets a touchdown. Like if I had to put money on it, which I know we are, but I would probably say Robinson Jr. Bears, it's tough because we said Komet. We've said Keenan Allen had a
hmm
game a couple weeks ago where he had 2 touchdowns. Swift has been
Yeah.
getting a few touchdowns. So that's the problem with the Bears. I think any one of these guys can go off. Um, like I said, though, I think this feels like a DJ Moore type of game. But if I had to pick, definitely I would go with Robinson Jr. to score.
Nice.
That's who I would do. Do you want to
Well,
agree on that? Do you want to lock that in?
I agree. Yeah, you know more than I do.
Uh, no thoughts on who might win, or are you just going to let that one ride?
Uh, If Jaden Daniels doesn't play, I'm going to go with the Bears.
Yeah, and I don't think he is. I want him to. I want because you want your team. I want him to, and I would love to see him more or less against this Bears D. But I don't think he is. So, all right, we got the Sunday night game. One of your favorites. Excuse me. Sorry, the Dallas Cowboys at San Francisco. The injury-prone San Francisco. Dallas
Fucking
coming off a
hell.
bye week. Um, what do you? All right, so let me ask you. Yeah, what do you think in this game? Because
I mean, the Cowboys, I'm not going to pick the Cowboys. The Cowboys are a fake ass team. You know what? The Niners are not a real team either. And, my buddy was like, oh, well, they should have beat the. No, they shouldn't have. Teams who lose the Super Bowl, statistically, from what I remember, never usually have a great year the next year. The only exception to that is the New England Patriots. But, yeah, I'm going to go with the Niners. They're at home, coming off the loss to the Chiefs. And who's going to score a touchdown in this game?
well, I will say this is a tough one. Um, Kittle is still questionable because Kittle's
Mm.
always seemed like a safe bet with all the injuries, but that
What am I going to go with Pearsall on this shit?
I might say Mason. I might that Mason would be the. I don't know because that's the we can kind of we can skip this one and just if you
All
want
right.
because I mean unless you feel confident about one. I'm just
I
saying
definitely don't feel
If
confident.
Kittle was 100% because I have him on my fantasy, so I've been watching the injury report, and he's just that questionable right now. And I did pick up a backup tight end just to throw in, but I might have gone Kittle because if he's playing, I think Kittle's going to go off. Depending on how that ankle is. Um, I don't know. This is a very difficult one to decide. Like I said, if I had to pick one, Mason just because of the running game.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I can't pick any Niners receivers just because I don't know who's playing. Jennings might even I know a lot of people just repicked him back up, but like he's still questionable. Like he might have. You're right. Purcell could be their number one spot. I mean, Purcell has him and Jennings are close. I'm looking at the odds right now. Are almost exactly the same odds. Jennings has a plus 160, Purcell has a plus 165, so just a little bit behind Jennings. But that should tell you they don't know what's going to happen in San Fran. So
Damn. Hmm.
I mean, like I said, we've done all the 1 o'clock and 4 o'clock games. We can skip this.
You
We
know what?
don't need.
I'm gonna go with my boy who got shot in the chest. Let's go. Let's let it ride, baby. Let's do it. Let's
Well,
put
here's the
all
thing.
of our chips go
Let's put it
all
this way.
in.
Let's put it this way. If we're 14-0 going to Sunday night, we're going to look at the cash out option because it's like a deal or no deal. They're like, we'll give you this much just to quit now, and we might be taking it by then because we were like, all right, you know what, we might
I'll
have to.
let you make that decision.
Oh no, we'll talk about the. Well, Soto, let's say, for example, and I'm going to make up a number. Let's just say, hey, we can win $20,000. Okay, but
Hmm.
then we're going before Sunday night's game says, I'll let you quit right now for 10. Like if I didn't do that and Purcell doesn't score and we lost out on $10,000, what would you say? You'd be like, damn, why don't we just take it? We don't
I
live
would
life
stick with
that.
it. Well, I would stick with the 10 grand, like
That's
that
what
we
I'm
know we
saying.
have in our pocket.
No,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying though, because odds are,
exactly.
because but that's what they do. They kind of there's a cash out option. I'm like, we're probably because if we get this far, if we honestly to God get this far, I'm like, we're not getting to this game because I'm going to look at that and
No.
I'll be like, no, I'd rather have something compared to nothing.
Yes,
So all right,
absolutely.
last game, Monday night, Soto. Um, I will admit I was kind of surprised at how Russell Wilson played, but I'm
I
not
know,
looking
right?
forward to this game because this looks like shit to me. But yeah, Giants at Pittsburgh. Uh,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Russell Wilson, he looked like himself. He looked like just the guy he was. I know he didn't have a good year last year, uh, but yeah, he went off. And
Hmm.
against the Giants, he's going to go off again. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I agree.
I cannot see the Giants winning this game. Daniel Jones, I don't know. But yes, I
No,
think
the
Russell
Giants are
Wilson's going to
cursed,
have
man.
another field day. Um,
Nice.
that's my
No
pick.
pun
But
intended.
that's true. Poor Justin Field. Not really. I mean, that's just the way it
Hey, he
happens.
could
So
get a job somewhere else, man. He did lead this team
he
to a
did, and
decent
he's
record,
a good
but
back.
he wouldn't be able to get them to the next level. Like, you know what I mean? Not really. Like he there's no way he could have done it for the whole year. There's no way.
And I believe so much in Wilson. Like I said, I doubt we're going to ever get to the Monday night game, but I'm going to just throw in him for a touchdown. I think he can QB
Sure.
sneak that in.
I
All
don't
right,
know
so
why the fuck that would happen, but sure, yeah.
I think he no, he ran in for a touchdown last game.
Okay, all right.
I'm just
You're
again
right.
we're so hold on. Let's see if this legit works. All right, hold on. I am now doing this. Okay, yep. Let me hit done because this is the most hilarious fucking thing in the world. Soto, what did that go through? Oh yeah, it did. Um, all right, Soto. So
From all these,
we
what is this, like a 16 leg parlay?
16 leg parlay, technically.
Jesus Christ.
Well, you
Dude,
said
no
you would go big.
way.
There's no way. There is no way. But Soto,
No way.
Soto. I mean, it's not as much as the big Kahuna one we had, but this is technically the second biggest one we've ever had. If
Well,
we
it's
are
got to
right,
be at least
first of
50
all, if
grand.
we, oh, it's well more than that. If we are right and we are brave enough, brave enough to stick it out to the end, because I can tell you right now, we're not. Because like I said, if we make even 14-0, get to the 4 o'clock games, like we're cashing out. I can guarantee you that right now. But if we were brave enough to stick it to the end, because we're dumb,
Hmm.
$1, we bet $1 would win well.
$1.
$121,701.92.
If that's if we make it to Sunday night.
And that's Monday night. This is all 16.
Oh God,
That's
no.
the thing.
There's
I
no
mean,
way that's happening.
no, because we chicken out. We'd probably chicken out before Sunday night, which rightfully so, because we're like, wow, I will take that. We can probably get to the 4 o'clock games because even after the 1 o'clock games, we went 9-0. Yeah, because
I mean, we're
like
not doing very good on these. I don't have a lot of faith in
oh
these.
no, but
Like,
that's
you
the big
know.
joke. That's the big joke. Well, you said go big. This is why I mix in the go big and the small ones. Like the big ones are just hilarious. Like right now, we can cash out for 90 cents, so we basically just lose a dime. You're like, you know what? This is just,
Cash out for 90 cents. I'm
I,
afraid.
I
Yeah.
don't know what I was thinking. Um, but yes, if we get like those 1 4 o'clock games, I will probably call you or text you like, hey, what are you thinking? Because if they're like, well, cash out 100, like, let's see, cash out like 50 grand, like, yeah, fuck it, no, we're taking the money.
Oh, dude, without a fucking doubt. And then, like, I'm taking a personal day and I'm going to fucking Louie, baby.
Well, we'll have the meeting in the next podcast. So, all right, well, that is
Exactly.
week 8. Any so as you're looking at all 16 games here. I mean,
Yeah.
I know I kind of said it, there's a little bias, and I think it's actually going to be. I want if Jaden Daniels play. Obviously, I'm looking forward to the Bears and Redskins. Excuse me,
Hmm.
Commanders. Um, but
Ooh,
well,
Redskins.
I know. It's but if I'm kind of looking outside of that. Yeah, no. I mean, that is probably the game I'm looking. That might be the best game of this week.
It is kind of
Uh,
the best game, man. There's nothing
I
really that's
mean,
close.
no, it's tough because like Atlanta and Tampa, I know they've been blown out. That might be a good game, but
Decent
like, but
fantasy
even
game. You know, it's gonna be fantasy implications up to yin
yeah,
yang.
Buffalo and Seattle. Seattle's, I know the fantasy wise, but yeah, no, I think Chicago and Washington might be the best game,
You know,
and I think that's
Cowboys and
just
Niners. That's a classic game.
yeah, that's a good old school one. I mean, who would have thought like Jets and Pats, you know, 3 wins combined. Philly and
I mean, I
Cincy should have
knew it
been.
would be this way. I knew it would
Yeah,
be this way. You know, we're here, but at
right
least
here.
at least I have a quarterback that I know has a big time arm, and if they can build around him, it's like, maybe they'll have something there. So there's a glimmer.
Oh, I said it last week. I said this might be the best class to come out, at least in the 2000s, if you're looking
Yeah.
at like the 4 or 5 QBs, because I think, again, I think they're going to have careers. I think Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, yes, it's still 7 weeks in. Well, we said about Drake May, and who am I missing? Oh, Bo Nix in Denver. Yeah, Denver's kind of got the defense, but he's managed them to it, and they put Penix in
Hmm.
for Atlanta for a couple, so we'll see. But I think
Penis. Yeah. Every time I see his name, I'm like, that quarterback's
it's an
name is
X,
Penis.
X,
The
not S.
fuck? Yeah. Fucking
Um,
Penis McGee on the fucking Falcons. Yeah.
all right, well that will
All right.
do it for another week. Until next week, we don't know because it's Halloween on Thursday, so we got to see which day we're gonna
Oh,
squeeze this
yeah.
in.
Good point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
um, we'll go from there. But we'll still do our picks, parlays, and yeah, we'll go from there. But Yeah, until next time, just enjoy some football, people.
Hell yeah.